Welcome to an exploration of one of the world's most misunderstood spirits. Beyond the salt-rimmed shots and party culture lies a drink with centuries of history, cultural significance, and agricultural expertise. Today, we journey through the heart of Mexico to uncover the true story of tequila, from its ancient Aztec origins to the modern challenges facing this iconic spirit. Join us as we discover how a single plant species, the Blue Weber Agave, transformed into a global phenomenon and why its future hangs in a delicate balance. Long before tequila became a global sensation, the story begins with the Aztec civilization. These ancient Mesoamericans discovered that the sap of the agave plant could be fermented into a milky, alcoholic beverage called pulque. This wasn't just any drink, it was considered sacred, reserved primarily for religious ceremonies and rituals that connected the people to their deities. When Spanish conquistadors arrived in the 16th century, they brought with them European distillation techniques. This technological innovation forever changed the trajectory of agave-based beverages. The Spanish applied these distillation methods to pulque, creating a clear, more potent spirit that would eventually become known as mezcal. As production techniques evolved over generations, a specific type of mezcal made exclusively from the Blue Weber agave in the Jalisco region developed its own distinct character and quality. This regional specialty would eventually be recognized as tequila, named after the town where it was perfected. At the heart of authentic tequila lies a single plant species, Agave tequilana Weber, commonly known as Blue Weber agave. This remarkable succulent is native to Mexico's Jalisco region and possesses unique characteristics that make it ideal for tequila production. The plant features distinctive blue-gray leaves that can grow up to 6 feet tall, forming a rosette pattern around a central core called the piña. What makes Blue Weber agave truly special is its legal protection under Mexican law. According to regulation NOM 006 SCFI 2012, only this specific agave variety can be used to produce genuine tequila. Furthermore, authentic tequila can only be produced within designated regions, primarily in Jalisco and limited areas of 4 other Mexican states. This strict denomination of origin, similar to how champagne must come from the Champagne region of France, preserves the integrity and tradition of tequila production. The Blue Weber agave contains a high concentration of complex carbohydrates that, when properly harvested and processed, create tequila's distinctive flavor profile, a perfect balance of earthy, sweet, and sometimes peppery notes that cannot be replicated with any other plant. Growing blue agave for tequila production is an exercise in extreme patience and agricultural expertise. Unlike most commercial crops that yield harvests within months, blue agave plants require 7 to 10 years to reach full maturity. This extended growth period creates unique economic challenges for farmers, who must invest significant resources up front with returns coming nearly a decade later. The cultivation process begins with the selection of high-quality hijuelos or pups, small offshoots that grow from the mother plant's root system. These are carefully removed and transplanted to create new fields. For the next several years, farmers must diligently tend to these plants, ensuring they receive proper nutrition, protection from pests, and ideal growing conditions. Throughout this lengthy maturation period, the plants are regularly pruned to direct energy toward the piña, the heart of the agave that will eventually be harvested for tequila production. As the agave matures, it stores increasing amounts of complex sugars in its core, which will later be converted to alcohol during fermentation. The timing of the harvest is critical. Too early, and the agave won't have developed sufficient sugar content. Too late, and the plant will use those stored sugars to produce a flowering stalk, dramatically reducing the quality of the potential tequila. When a blue agave plant finally reaches maturity after its long growth cycle, the harvest process begins with skilled workers called jimadores. These agricultural specialists use a specialized tool called a koa, a sharp circular blade on a long wooden handle, to carefully trim away the spiny leaves from the agave plant. This reveals the piña, or heart, which resembles a giant pineapple and can weigh between 80 and 300 pounds. The harvested piñas are then transported to the distillery, or tequila factory, where they're typically split in half or quartered to facilitate cooking. Traditionally, these piñas are slow-roasted in brick ovens called hornos for up to 3 days. This cooking process converts the complex carbohydrates in the agave into fermentable sugars, while imparting distinctive caramelized flavors that contribute to tequila's character. After cooking, the soft, sweet piñas are crushed to extract their juices. Historically, this was done using a large stone wheel called a tahona, pulled by animals in a circular pit. While some premium tequila producers still use this method for its traditional qualities, most modern operations employ mechanical crushers. The extracted agave juice is then placed in fermentation tanks, where yeasts convert the sugars into alcohol over several days. This fermented liquid is subsequently distilled at least twice in copper or stainless steel stills, resulting in the clear spirit that will either be bottled immediately as Blanco tequila or aged in oak barrels to create reposado, añejo, or extra añejo varieties. The tequila industry's reliance on a single plant species creates a precarious ecological situation. The almost exclusive focus on Blue Weber Agave has resulted in what agricultural experts call a monoculture, a farming practice that cultivates a single crop over a vast area. This approach prioritizes efficiency and consistency, but comes with significant risks. The genetic uniformity of commercial blue agave plants makes them particularly vulnerable to diseases and pests. Most commercial agave is propagated asexually through cloning rather than from seeds, meaning that virtually all plants share identical genetic material. This lack of genetic diversity creates a dangerous scenario where a single pathogen could potentially devastate entire regions of agave cultivation. The threat isn't merely theoretical. In the 1990s, an outbreak of diseases and pests destroyed nearly 40% of the blue agave crop, creating a severe shortage that rippled through the industry for years. Today, farmers face ongoing challenges from the agave weevil, fungal infections, and bacterial diseases that can quickly spread through plantations. Climate change presents another layer of risk, as shifting weather patterns and increasing temperature extremes place additional stress on these plants. The industry's response has largely focused on developing cross-species hybrids that maintain the essential characteristics for tequila production while introducing greater resilience. However, these efforts must balance innovation with tradition, as any significant changes to the agave plants could alter the distinctive qualities that define authentic tequila. The global thirst for tequila has created unprecedented economic pressures on the blue agave cultivation system. With tequila exports increasing dramatically year after year, particularly to markets like the United States, Europe, and increasingly Asia, farmers face difficult decisions about how to meet this surging demand. The fundamental challenge lies in the mismatch between market cycles and agave growth cycles. When tequila demand spikes, farmers cannot simply produce more agave overnight. They're constrained by the 7 to 10 year maturation period. This creates a boom and bust cycle that has plagued the industry for generations. During shortages, agave prices soar, incentivizing farmers to plant more. However, by the time these new plantings mature nearly a decade later, the market may be flooded with supply, causing prices to crash. For small-scale farmers, these volatile price swings can be devastating. Many have been forced to abandon traditional farming practices in favor of more intensive cultivation methods that maximize yield but may compromise quality and sustainability. The economic pressures extend beyond the farm to impact the entire production chain. As large international spirits conglomerates have acquired many tequila brands, there's increasing pressure to standardize production and ensure consistent supply. This corporate consolidation has brought needed capital investment, but also raises concerns about the preservation of traditional methods and the economic welfare of local communities in tequila-producing regions. As the tequila industry continues to expand, sustainability has emerged as perhaps the most critical challenge facing producers and farmers alike. The intensive cultivation of blue agave raises serious questions about long-term environmental impacts and resource management. Water usage is a particular concern. The processing of agave into tequila requires significant water resources, with some estimates suggesting that producing a single liter of tequila can require up to 10 liters of water. In regions already facing water scarcity, this intensive usage puts pressure on local communities and ecosystems. The disposal of waste products presents another environmental challenge. After the juice is extracted from the agave piñas, the remaining fibrous material, called bagasse, along with the acidic liquid waste from distillation known as vinasse, must be properly managed to prevent environmental contamination. Traditional disposal methods, such as dumping these byproducts into waterways, have caused serious pollution in some areas. Soil health represents a third critical sustainability concern. The continuous cultivation of agave without proper crop rotation or soil management practices can deplete essential nutrients and reduce soil fertility over time. This degradation not only threatens future agave production, but also impacts the broader agricultural ecosystem. Progressive producers are implementing more sustainable practices, including water recycling systems, composting of agave fibers, and the conversion of waste products into biofuels or building materials. Some are also exploring more diverse agricultural approaches, such as intercropping agave with other plants to improve soil health and reduce pest pressures naturally. Behind every bottle of authentic tequila lies generations of accumulated wisdom and cultural practices. The knowledge of how to cultivate blue agave, recognize the perfect moment for harvest, and transform the plant into fine tequila has been passed down through families for centuries. This ancestral knowledge represents an invaluable cultural heritage that extends far beyond simple production techniques. Master jimadores can read the subtle signs of agave maturity that no machine can detect. They understand how soil conditions, elevation, and microclimate affect the development of each plant. The most experienced tequila makers, called maestros tequileros, possess refined sensory abilities that guide every aspect of production, from cooking temperatures to fermentation times and distillation cuts. In recent decades, there has been growing recognition of the importance of preserving these traditional practices. Several initiatives now document the techniques and wisdom of elder practitioners before they are lost to time. Apprenticeship programs pair young workers with experienced masters to ensure direct transmission of skills that cannot be learned from books or formal education. At the same time, the industry is finding ways to integrate this ancestral knowledge with modern scientific understanding. Research institutions are working with traditional producers to analyze the chemical compounds and biological processes that underlie time-tested practices. This marriage of tradition and science helps validate indigenous knowledge while potentially uncovering innovations that respect cultural heritage. As tequila continues its journey from regional specialty to global phenomenon, the industry stands at a crossroads between honoring centuries-old traditions and embracing innovations necessary for future sustainability. Modern scientific approaches are being applied to address the challenges facing blue agave cultivation. Researchers are developing more disease-resistant varieties through selective breeding programs that maintain the essential characteristics required for premium tequila production. Agricultural scientists are implementing advanced monitoring systems that use sensors and data analytics to optimize growing conditions while reducing resource usage. Genetic research is helping to understand and preserve the biodiversity of wild agave populations, which may hold valuable traits for future cultivation. On the production side, new technologies are being carefully integrated into traditional methods. Some distilleries are adopting precision fermentation techniques that maintain consistency while reducing energy consumption. Advanced filtration systems are helping to minimize water usage and environmental impact. Yet amidst this technological evolution, there is a parallel movement to protect and celebrate the most traditional approaches to tequila making. The highest-end tequilas often emphasize their adherence to ancestral methods, from Tahona stone crushing to small-batch copper pot distillation. Regulatory bodies continue to strengthen protections for authentic production practices and geographical indications. The most forward-thinking producers are finding a middle path that respects tradition while embracing responsible innovation, recognizing that the future of tequila depends on both preserving its cultural heritage and ensuring the long-term viability of the blue agave that makes it possible. To truly understand tequila is to look beyond its popularity in bars and recognize its profound cultural significance in Mexican heritage. Far from the stereotype of a party drink, tequila holds a revered place in Mexican identity and tradition. Throughout Mexico, tequila is often sipped slowly and appreciated for its complex flavors, a stark contrast to the hasty shot consumption common in other countries. Traditional tequila service involves small specialized glasses called caballitos or copitas that enhance the aromatic experience. In many Mexican families, special bottles of aged tequila are reserved for significant celebrations, births, marriages, and other milestone events. The spirit features prominently in numerous cultural expressions, from folk songs and poetry to visual arts and cinema. The landscapes of the tequila-producing regions, particularly in Jalisco, have been recognized by UNESCO as a World Heritage Site, acknowledging not just the agricultural importance, but the cultural landscape that has evolved around blue agave cultivation. The town of Tequila itself has become a pilgrimage destination for enthusiasts seeking to understand the drink's origins and authentic production. Museums dedicated to tequila history can be found throughout the region, preserving artifacts and stories that might otherwise be lost. As tequila's global popularity continues to grow, there are increasing efforts to educate international consumers about its cultural context and proper appreciation. Many producers now emphasize the importance of understanding tequila's heritage and the craftsmanship behind each bottle, hoping to transform casual drinkers into informed enthusiasts who value the spirit's rich cultural dimensions. Tequila represents far more than just a popular spirit. It embodies centuries of Mexican cultural heritage, agricultural expertise, and the delicate relationship between humans and a remarkable plant. From its ancient Aztec origins to its current global prominence, the story of tequila is one of transformation and resilience. The Blue Weber Agave, with its decade-long journey from soil to bottle, reminds us that some of life's finest pleasures cannot be rushed or mass-produced without consequence. As we've explored, the challenges facing tequila production, monoculture vulnerability, economic pressures, and sustainability concerns mirror larger questions about how we balance tradition with innovation and consumption with conservation. The future of tequila will depend on our collective ability to honor ancestral knowledge while embracing responsible scientific advances that protect both the cultural heritage and environmental foundations of this extraordinary spirit. Perhaps the next time you encounter tequila, you might pause to appreciate not just its flavor, but the remarkable journey of the blue agave and the generations of human expertise that transformed a desert plant into a global cultural treasure. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for updates. Your feedback is appreciated. We hope to see you again.